An absolute smorgasbord of international rugby this weekend. I've thrown out a few players to keep your eyes on. If you can't get full coverage of these games, go and check out the replays on YouTube or find a way to watch them. There's some really entertaining rugby that's coming our way. It's not just about South Africa, the All Blacks and England and France. It's also about these smaller teams that we should be watching and encouraging. Teams like Spain that are doing brilliantly in World Rugby at the moment. Teams like Portugal, of course, Uruguay. And we've got those other interesting teams that you probably don't know much about at all in Belgium, for instance. Now there's 15 international rugby games going on this weekend. Starting today, Friday, there's going to be Bristol against the Argentina 15. And I want to try and do as much as I can to promote all of these games on my channel here, Inside Rugby with Mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the games in this video, and I'm going to give you a couple of players to watch out for who I think could make the difference in this game. It's going to be a hugely exciting weekend. We've got everything from Rugby World Cup Qualifiers. That mini tournament starts to find out who's going to go to Australia in the Rugby World Cup in 2027. And then we've got the big boys playing. Yes, France against South Africa. We've got New Zealand in Scotland. We've got England playing. We've got Australia playing. We've got Italy, Wales, Argentina. It's all happening this weekend, folks. And even Mexico's playing this weekend. So I'm happy. So let's go and sit in the park, talk about these games, and I'll give you a few players to watch out for in all of them. Now I'm going to keep you up to date with what's happening with United Rugby Fans. We've got some brilliant news happening this week. We've got our registration of our legal entity in South Africa. We are now an official not-for-profit organisation, so that's brilliant news. So thank you to Johan and his team over there in South Africa for getting that organised. And that's brilliant, because now we can start taking donations, raising money for our cause, and start opening other chapters around the world. So it's getting very exciting. On top of that, we've got an IT company that's now building our website, our new website. It's going to be absolutely fantastic for rugby fans across the world. So I'm getting super pumped about all that. So let's start talking about the games that are going to happen, and it's Bristol against Argentina 15. That's happening in the UK today, and I absolutely love this concept of these so-called B teams playing against different teams across the world. It's great for these players to get some experience and just get on the international stage, touring a little bit. It's all fantastic for the growth of rugby around the world, and I'm super excited about this game. I think the Argentinian 15 are going to beat Bristol today after their performance against Munster last weekend. That was a close game. It was a good game as well if you watched it, so make sure you check this one out. It's going to be a really entertaining game, there's no doubt about it. A couple of players to watch out for the Argentinian 15. Sanchez Villarreal, he's their number 10. He's a really good player. And Nicholas Diamorin, he's their winger, one of their wingers, so check them out. He's a flyer on the wing. So just a couple of players for you to keep tracks of if you're going to watch that game. And then we're going to see Ireland against Japan on Saturday. The world number 3 team in Ireland taking on the Japanese, who are currently ranked number 13. And after that game against the Springboks, Eddie Jones's team is going to want to see a bit of a comeback. But also Andy Farrell's team, that Irish team, got beaten by the All Blacks, and they'll be wanting to bounce back with this opportunity against Japan. So this should be an entertaining game, and I'm going to give this one to Ireland. I think they'll be comfortable winners in this particular game. Now, I don't think Ireland are going to have it their own way, and as I normally say in my videos with the teams from some of the smaller playing nations, if they're able to stay in the game for 20 or 30 minutes, it'll give them the emphasis that they need to try and hang in there. So watch Japan, see if they can hang in this game for 20 or 30 minutes against the Irish, but I'm picking Ireland to be comfortable winners in that one. And then it's up to Scotland and Murrayfield, and we're going to see Scotland, who are ranked number 8 in the world at the moment, take on the All Blacks, who are ranked number 2. I'm giving this one to the All Blacks in my prediction video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. And I'm giving this one to the All Blacks quite comfortably. In fact, I'm thinking they're going to roll home in the second half against the Scottish team. Fingers crossed if that's going to be the case. And then we've got England taking on Fiji this weekend. So England are currently ranked number 4 in the world against Fiji, who are currently ranked number 9. This will be an interesting encounter also after England's good win against Australia last weekend. I expect this to be a destructive game. Fiji bringing that power and strength, but also that athletic ability out wide, and look for them to play a bit of basketball and touch sevens as well. But I think England's structure and their force in the backline is going to be too good in this game. And I say about the English backline because I think we're going to see more of them running this weekend compared to what we saw last weekend. They'll try to get dominance up front to start off with, England, I believe, against this Fiji pack. And once they've got that, I think we'll see George Ford open it up. So let's see what happens, England against Fiji. I'm picking England to be comfortable winners in that one. And then it's on to Italy versus Australia. This game being played in Turin, of course. Italy ranked 10, Australia ranked 7th. So not too much in the rankings on this one. And who knows, on the day, that bird's making a bit of a noise, isn't he? He's telling me Italy's going to win this game. So who knows, on the day, Italy might get up. But I'm going to stay with my Australian hype in this one. I think Joe Schmidt's team needs to bounce back against Italy after that relatively poor performance last weekend against England, and I'm expecting them to do so in Italy this weekend. So Australia to win it. There may not be the 20 or 30 points in this game that some people are expecting. I think it might be a lot closer, but I think Australia, who are ranked 7th in the world at the moment, will be winning this one at the end of the day. And then it's on to one of the big ones this weekend, France against South Africa. France are ranked 5th in the moment in the world, and South Africa number 1. This is going to be a really interesting game, but as I said in my preview video, go and check it out now. I think South Africa are going to win this one because I just think they've got too much world-class talent in this team, and that's going to be the difference at the end of the day, along with the Springboks' impact off the bench. So that's the one I'm picking for South Africa to win this game against France at the Stade de France on Saturday in Paris. And then we have a really interesting encounter that's taking place in Georgia. Yes, they're ranked number 11 in the world at the moment, and they're up against the USA, who's ranked number 15. And so there's a couple of players that I think you should watch out for in this game for Georgia. David Nina-Ashvili, he's their number 15, their fullback. We've seen him play a lot of rugby across the world. He's very, very good. And their hooker, Kano Kakadadzi, he's a very good player as well. So watch out for him to make a difference in this game against the United States. And then the other one we should be watching, this time on the US side, their centre, Ben Lesage. He's a good player, got a lot of speed, and can be very elusive at times. And also the US fullback, Eric Storti, he's a really good player as well. So there's a couple of players to watch out for in that game. If you're going to watch it, Georgia versus the USA, that's going to be a really interesting one. And then we've got an England A team taking on Jamie Joseph's New Zealand A team. So this is going to be a really interesting game, because if you watched Jamie Joseph's team last week at half time, they were down 19-0 against a Barbarians team, which was mainly made up of South African players who are playing in the UK, but they turned it around in the second half and they ended up having a good win. So I think they're going to be much better after that run. I think they're going to perform a lot better this weekend. And I'm picking the New Zealand 15 to beat the England A team this weekend in a very entertaining clash in the UK. So watch out for that one. And then we've got another mouth-watering one between Portugal and Uruguay. Yes, this is going to be a really good game. Both of these teams like to throw the ball around. So for Portugal, watch out for Nicolas Martin. He's a winger, really, really good player indeed, got a lot of pace. And watch him to be able to do a lot of good kicking and chasing as well. That's something that he likes to do, Nicolas Martin. And the lock that plays for Portugal, one of their locks, Goncalo Uva, who's a really good player. Look for him to get a lot of line-out ball for Portugal. That's going to be an area of game that they're going to have to focus on, because the Uruguayans are very, very good when it comes to line-out play. Now, nothing in this game. Portugal are ranked 19 in the world at the moment. Uruguay's ranked 20, so there's going to be some real scalps on the line. And don't forget, all of these games this weekend, they count in terms of world ranking points. So both of those teams are going to be after it. Now, for Uruguay, a couple of players to look out for. Manuel Leandecker, he's the lock and the captain of the Uruguay team. Been watching this guy now for a couple of years. He's very good, a good leader around the field as well. And their fullback, Francisco Gonzalez Capdevelo, he's a really good player for Uruguay, got a lot of pace, he's got a good kick on him as well. So look for him injecting himself into this Uruguay backline and trying to score tries for this team. So I see this as a really entertaining game. I don't know which way this is going to go. It could be very, very close. It could be Uruguay, I think, just over the top of this Portugal team. It depends how well the Portugal structure goes in the set piece. That's what it's going to come down to. I think both teams are pretty even when it comes to their backline play, but I think Uruguay might be a little bit better in the forwards. Okay, next up is Colombia against Mexico. Yes, Colombia is ranked 42 in the world at the moment. Mexico, where I am, is ranked 38 in the world. So this is going to be a brilliant game indeed between these two rival nations in rugby. Mexico's trying to grow the game here, so I hope they do get the win. A couple of players to watch out for Mexico in this game. Connor Oliveira, he's the centre, a very fast guy as well. Reminds me a little bit of Conrad Smith from the All Blacks. And then we've got their hooker, Mizel Loredo, who's a very good player as well. A couple of standouts from Mexico there. On the Colombian side, watch out for Daniel Rodriguez. He's their centre and their captain, a really good player. He'd find himself into a lot of higher ranked teams in the world. And we've got Sebastian Meiji as well, their halfback. He's a good player for Colombia. So there's some standout players out of that game this weekend. I'm picking Mexico to win that. I want my home team to win it and get up in the world ranking. So let's see how they go in this encounter, which is taking place in Colombia. And then next up, we're going to see Spain play against an Island A team. And that's going to be a great game because Spain, who are currently ranked 14 in the world, I think they're a bit of a dark horse in world rugby, and if you watch them play, you'll understand why I say that. They're a very, very good rugby team, and the game in Spain is really growing quite fast, and they're getting some very good training programs in place, which is enabling them to bring through new players and the new generation. So I like what I see from Spanish rugby at the moment. I expect the Spain team to go very close to beating this Island A team. It's going to be an entertaining game. So if you can switch in from anywhere around the world to watch this one, make sure you do. Or if not, check out the highlights that'll be on YouTube later on in the day. Spain against Island A. I'm picking Spain to win that game. Now, if you are going to watch that game, watch out for a couple of players in the Spanish team. Estanislao Bay, he's a winger. He's very fast. And one of their locks, his name is Manix Araceta. He's a very good lock indeed. Watch out for him to do well in the set piece, but he's also one of those locks that gets around the ground very well, so watch out for him doing a couple of really good ball carries. So there's a couple of players from the Spanish team to watch out for if you can track down that game this weekend. Now next up is Romania against Canada. Romania is currently ranked 21 in the world and Canada is ranked 24th. Did you know that? Did you know Romania is ranked higher than Canada at the moment? That might surprise a few people. Well, there's a few players to watch out for in this game, two from each team I'm giving you. From the Romanian side, watch out for their winger who's a speedster. His name is Hinkley Vajavasa. Yes, not a very big Romanian name, but if you see him on the TV, you'll see why. And he's a great winger, so watch out for him. And then watch out for their fly half number 10, Florin Vlacu. He's very good for Romania. He'll try and control the game around the field. And then a couple of players on the Canadian team that you could keep your eye on. Tyler Adron, he's the flanker and captain for Canada. And Gordon McRosey, he's their fly half. So a couple of guys that I think will be influential in that game. Who am I picking? I think Romania is going to get this one over Canada. I've just got a feeling they're playing good rugby at the moment. And this will be a good hit out. Don't forget, the world rankings are on the line here. Very important game. And then we move into the Rugby World Cup Qualifiers. And this is where it's all going to go off this weekend. And just imagine if you're a fan of one of these Rugby World Cup qualifier teams this weekend, you're going to be on the edge of your seat. You're going to watch rugby like never before. And we've got Samoa against Brazil. Quite an interesting story there if you don't know it. Paraguay were actually qualified, but they got disqualified from the tournament because they had an illegal player in their team. So Brazil were reinstated. So that means we're going to see Samoa, who are ranked 16 in the world, take on Brazil, who are ranked number 32. So you would think on paper Samoa are going to win this game, and I would bet that way as well if I was a betting man. Now, a few players to watch out for from both teams. First of all, for Samoa, watch out for their prop Tatiti Lamasatali. He's extremely good, a big man, of course, playing for the Samoan team, and I think their halfback's going to have a big impact on this game as well. His name's Milani Matavao, and he's an extremely good player from the base of the scrum and breakdowns. Watch out for his sniping runs. He's one of those halfbacks that likes to give it a go from the base of the breakdown and scrum, and he'll make a difference in this particular game. Now for Brazil, we've got a couple of standout players there as well. Carlo Mignon, he's their halfback, and Kleber Diaz, he's their lock and their captain of this Brazil team. And look, no one's giving Brazil much of a chance to win this game against Samoa, but let's get behind them, let's give them a chance. It's always an opportunity for the underdog to do well, and this could be the case in this particular game. Now, if you don't know how these Rugby World Cup qualifiers are working, these teams will play over the next 3 weekends. They play each other, and then there's going to be a decision on who will end up going to the Rugby World Cup in Australia in 2020. And the other two teams in this competition are going to be Belgium and Namibia. And we've got Belgium, who are ranked number 22 in the world, against Namibia, who are ranked 27 in the world. Belgium is another one of those rugby nations that's really starting to climb the rankings. They're getting some good programs together. They've got some really good stars in their team. Talking about some stars in their team, watch out for their winger Jens Torf. He's an absolute flyer. Watch out for him to score a couple of tries in this game. And then another player to watch out for Belgium in this game is their flanker Jean-Maurice de Cuba. He's a very good player as well. Watch him to step up and have a big game. He's good at the breakdown opportunity. He's not quite up there with Peter Steph-Toy at the moment, but watch out, he's a very good player. Now for Namibia, we've got a couple of players to keep your eye on. Cleven Lobser, he's the wing, and Daryl De La Harp, he's their halfback, a very good player for Namibia. I'm expecting Belgium to win that game. I think they're going to be too good for Namibia, and it's going to put pressure on Namibia as they go through this mini tournament to try and qualify for the Rugby World Cup in Australia in 2027. And then on Sunday, it's going to be left up to Wales and Argentina. That's right, Wales ranked 12th in the world at the moment, and Argentina ranked 6th. We've got a new Welsh coaching team, new players coming into this outfit. Are they going to hit the ground running? Do we see the resurgence of Welsh rugby starting from this weekend? And then we've got Argentina, the Los Pumas, who of course are on their upward trajectory under their wonderful coach Felipe Contaponi. And this is going to be a really good encounter. I am picking Argentina to win this game. I think they're going to be too good for the Welsh. But let's see how the Welsh hit the ground running in this one. A great game at Principality Stadium. Always a great place to watch rugby. And we should get behind the Welsh team as they try and get back into the upper echelons of World Rugby. Let's see them get back into the top 10 in World Rugby, at least hopefully in the next 12 months. So there you go. An absolute smorgasbord of international rugby this weekend. I've thrown out a few players to keep your eyes on. If you can't get full coverage of these games, go and check out the replays on YouTube or find a way to watch them. There's some really entertaining rugby that's coming our way. It's not just about South Africa, the All Blacks and England and France. It's also about these smaller teams that we should be watching and encouraging. Teams like Spain that are doing brilliantly in World Rugby at the moment. Teams like Portugal, of course, Uruguay. And we've got those other interesting teams that you probably don't know much about at all in Belgium, for instance, and also in Spain. So keep your eye on the rugby across this weekend. I'll come back, of course, and make more videos giving updates about these particular games wherever I can. So if you want to check out some of the results and all the rest of it, come back here to Inside Rugby with Mark. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do that. And if you want to become part of our global not-for-profit organisation as a member, United Rugby Fans, you can sign up now. Go to our website. The link is on the screen right now. Membership is free, and we want you to have a bigger voice in the game of rugby across the world. Okay, it's time for me to go and get ready to watch a lot of rugby this weekend and give you a lot of feedback and reports and analysis, which I will be doing throughout the course of the weekend. So I'll see you all again soon from beautiful Cancun in Mexico. Until next time, it's time to say adios from me. Bye for now, everyone.